Dolphins versus Raiders, Week 11, a huge game back at Hard Rock Stadium coming off of the bye week. The Dolphins trying to improve to 7-3 for the second consecutive season and also extend their lead over the Bills in the AFC East after they somehow, someway lost to the Broncos on Monday Night Football. So shout out to Russell Wilson for getting that done for us. But either way, getting into this preview, starting out with the injury reports, Chase Claypool, Rob Hunt, and Rob Jones have all been ruled out. That's our starting left guard and right guard at the moment. So it's looking like it's going to be Lester Cotton at left guard and Liam Eichenberg, another position at right guard this time. That'll be his fifth position on the offensive line. So shout out to him, I guess. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. I'm hoping we get Rob Hunt back in the log run. Same with Rob Jones. It's looking like we're not going to be seeing Isaiah Wynn for the rest of the year. And questionable for the game tomorrow is Devon Achane, Braxton Berrios, Alec Ingold, and Durham Smythe. I'm pretty sure all four of those guys will play. Braxton Berrios is interesting because there wasn't really anything that was bothering him before the bye week. So we'll see if he plays. But talking about Chase Claypool and Braxton Berrios, some other receiver news is that River Craycraft is back on the 53-man roster. He's active. He'll play tomorrow. Great news seeing him back, and with him coming back, the Dolphins did cut Chosen Anderson. So shout out to his one catch for 68-yard touchdown against the Broncos in Week 3. That was a really fun game. For the Raiders, Colton Miller and Dylan Parham are both questionable, but that is two starting offensive line for them. So we'll see if both of them end up playing. But moving into the matchups for this game, not many. There's only three here. The first one is Davante Adams versus Jalen Ramsey. Now, when we traded for Jalen Ramsey, we would get to see the best receiver duo, the best receiver / best cornerback matchup in the NFL in practice, in training camp. We never ended up seeing that because Jalen Ramsey, of course, with his knee injury. But this is probably the second best matchup you can ask for. Davante Adams versus Jalen Ramsey. We'll see. Maybe the Raiders try to keep Davante Adams away from him. We'll see if the Dolphins try to attract Ramsey towards him. But I'm excited to see what this looks like because, you can really make an easy argument that this is the best receiver / best corner duo or matchup in the NFL. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. The next matchup I have is Max Crosby versus the Dolphins O-line because, of course, like I said, Teron Armstead's going to play, but our starting left guard is out. Our starting center is, he's been injured, but I think he's going to be healthy. Our starting right guard's out, and then Austin Jackson is playing, so shout out to him because he's been great this year. But Max Crosby against this Dolphins offensive line is going to be interesting because he's been a dog this year and definitely up there for Defensive Player of the Year. So we'll see what he can do against our shaken up offensive line tomorrow. And then the last one, of course, like always, is Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle versus the Las Vegas secondary. If there's any way that the Raiders have winning this game, they have to at least somehow limit Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And I don't think that they have the secondary or the corners or the safeties to do that. Which is why I think the Dolphins are going to win this game. But we'll get to the prediction in a bit. Now it's on to my favorite part. The 5 things the Dolphins need to do to win this game. First thing, of course, starting out with the defense, is put plenty of pressure on Aiden O'Connell. Of course, they brought him into the starting role over Jimmy Garoppolo a couple weeks back. And honestly, the Raiders have looked somewhat well. They're coming off of that Sunday night win, I'm pretty sure, against the Jets last week. Unless that was the week before, but I'm pretty sure it was last week. Yeah, it was. And, it wasn't a great win, but again, it was against that Jets defense, which is pretty dominant. So shout out to Aiden O'Connell for getting things done for the Raiders. Now, they aren't a team that's like 3-6 coming into this game. They're 5-5, so 500, trying to make a playoff push, especially under this new interim head coach who is yet to lose a game. Anthony Pierce or Antonio Pierce, I'm pretty sure one of those. Shout out to him. He's been doing a really good job as that interim coach, and we'll see him have the potential to actually have that interim tag removed and become the full-time head coach. We'll see what happens with that, though. But if the defense puts pressure on Aiden O'Connell, I don't see a way that he gets the ball out quickly, especially against our front four. When our front four plays well, they play really well, and there's no really blocking that front four, which, of course, is Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Christian Wilkins, and Zach Sealer. Number 2 is to shut down Davante Adams. I said before the matchup with Jalen Ramsey, we'll see if that is really going to be the matchup or if they stick someone else on him, but I would expect to see number 5 on number 17 tomorrow. But honestly, if you shut down Davante Adams, who's the second guy you go to? I guess Jacoby Myers has been really good this year. They have a tight end that they can trust in Michael Mayer. And I guess Josh Jacobs in the backfield. But at the same time, Davante Adams is a whole tier higher than any of those guys. So If you shut down Devontae Adams, that might be the key to winning this game, and I think that they can do that because they have a guy like Jalen Ramsey in that secondary now. Number 3 is to run the ball. You get Devon Achane back this week. Why not use him right away? And of course, with Raheem Mostert, his production is going to lower, but at the same time, who cares? Because we're getting another stud back. And if Devon Achane does what he was doing the first 4 weeks or so, there's no reason he should come back and win this Offensive Rookie of the Year award. But shout out to CJ Stroud because he's been looking like an MVP candidate out there for the Texans. But running the ball against this Raiders defense, who hasn't been good this year, other than of course a couple of guys like Max Crosby and I guess Tyree Wilson maybe. They should be able to run the ball pretty consistently with Mostert and, of course, Devon Achane coming back. Number 4, get the ball to your playmakers. Like I said before with this Las Vegas secondary, they're not going to be able to keep up at all with the guy like Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. Why not just get the ball to these guys consecutively throughout the whole entire game? There's no reason why we shouldn't crush them in that aspect. Yeah, Tyreek's still on pace for 2,000 yards right now. I think he should be able to get it, but this is a pretty important game. Coming off of the bye week. So we'll see what those guys can do. Number 5, give to a time. I talked about it before with Max Crosby against this shaken up offensive line. Now, the Dolphins haven't won a game like this year yet where Tua was sacked more than 2 times. So, of course, don't let Tua get sacked at all. But, the offensive line needs to show up, especially if they're going to want a chance at winning this convincing game. But the Raiders don't really have any guys on the edge that really concern me, other than of course Max Crosby. Chandler Jones got released. That was the guy I was worried about when I first saw the schedule. Tyree Wilson hasn't really been living up to an expectation as a top 10 draft pick yet. And the offensive line for the Dolphins has been playing really well around those 2 tackles in Teron Armstead and Austin Jackson. But onto the prediction for this game. Like I said before, I think the Dolphins win in a pretty convincing manner. I'm going to say 27-14. I think the Raiders get into the end zone here and there. But at the end of the day, I think the Dolphins win this game by around 2 touchdowns. I think the line is 12.5, 13.5. I think they win by 13 points. I don't think they're going to put up 40 points. I would love to see them do it, of course. But coming off of the bye week, we never really see these teams get fully activated. So I think it's going to take a game. But then a short week versus the Jets. The day after Thanksgiving, we see some Black Friday football at 3 p.m. in New York. So I'm excited for that game. But of course, let's focus on this one, get the win, move up to 7-3, and then we focus on facing Zach Wilson and the New York Jets up in Rutherford. But either way, that'll wrap up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Peace.